I really don't want to hear about this, but we have no choice. Sorry, pal, but there's even more incriminating piece of evidence. This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. As you can see, it's covered in blood. The defendant attacked and killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. So this is the costume? There certainly is evidence of a back spray of blood on this. This piece directly links my fate to the crime, sir. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Alright, Mr. Wright. My fingerprints on both murder weapons and blood splattered on her clothes. Could the situation get any worse? Huh, what's wrong? You seem to be at a loss. I think this is the last piece of testimony the prosecution should have to offer. Feel free to sulk off with your tail in between your legs, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Please stop calling me by my full name. It's disturbing. Stop right there. Why didn't you say so in your testimony earlier? You're kinda scary today, you know, pal. Come now, Mr. Wright. There is no need for that kind of attitude in my court. Alright, just please stop glaring at me like that. Wow, it didn't take much to break him. Hold it. I think I know where the contradiction is here. Maya's costume. Yeah, she was wearing this when we arrested her. Maya, she's wearing her channeling costume today, too. Is she not allowed to wear anything else? It would be a nice change of things. Skip that. I'm going to just present the evidence. Because there was something strange about that robe.
Objection!
Or just be wrong in general. Without... Oh, I did the wrong thing. I always do that. But yeah. Objection denied! I don't know what these points are you're talking about, but this is... I did the wrong thing.
Objection!
Twice? Bull. You can't deny my objection like that. Okay. I guess, fine, I'll be normal. God, I can't believe I got two things wrong so quickly. He wasn't fighting back? How do you know if he was or wasn't? We could find no evidence that the victim put up any sort of a struggle, pal. So did the murderer have a fight with the victim or not? Depending on this, the circumstances around the murder changed drastically. We're in real trouble now. I thought I did. That run karma, she thinks she can decide the verdict with this testimony alone. If I somehow have to find a critical contradiction, then I'll have her. Phoenix, I don't think this is one woman's bottom I don't think we don't want to get into. I know it's right here, just I thought it was this, but what the heck? Ugh. Why can't I remember what it is? This is like one of the easiest stuff in the game. Is it this? I don't want to say this is this. God, why am I having so much trouble with this? Holy crap, I presented this. I bet this is it, the knife. But I don't want to go with that. Come on, I've done this case like 3 times.
Objection!
This is awful. How am I doing such a terrible job on this testimony? You know, I know everything else, I just don't know what the heck I'm supposed to be doing. Because I presented the gun. I presented the frickin', which is just kind of getting very agitating now. I think I might rage quit. No, I won't rage quit. I presented this. I'll present the knife, and then let's see where we go from there.
Objection!
Now I've just been like I'm just giving myself crap right now. Why can't I remember this? Like, I've done this case like 3 times. I guess it's because I haven't played this game in a while. It's covered in blood. Maybe this is the thing I need to press for. The victims.
Objection!
Hey! How dare you? Perfectly correct. You know what? Screw you, Von Karma. I think I've said that before. There is. I'm poking a hole in it. I am poking a hole in your logic, Mr. Von Karma. I can't believe it took me this long to figure this out. Come this far, there's no turning back. It's a small penalty too, so I feel good. The problem I have with this evidence is this. What is this? Seriously, what is this? I have a problem with it. That shouldn't be there. I asked the court to please take a look at the sleeve of this costume. The sleeve? There's a tiny hole here. A hole? But that wasn't in the report. Hold on. What's this around the hole? It smells faintly of gunpowder. Gunpowder? No one ever told me. A hole that smells of gunpowder? It looks like I found the hole I was looking for. Your Honor, the only logical conclusion of this that you can make, conclusion you can make is that this must be a bullet hole. Take that, Von Karma. I feel like I've said that before. This is a very grave matter. It's best we correct the court record first before anything else. Sorry about that. I guess we messed up, sir. She's totally unfazed. What the heck? Pull yourself together, detective. That tiny hole doesn't change a thing. The strength of the evidence still holds. Continue with your testimony. That just now was a fluke, nothing more. Oh, go Phoenix. We're doing this. How can you say something like that? This is a huge oversight. Well, I agree it is a mistake on the part of the police. What Prosecutor Von Karma has said is true. The evidence still stands. If you do not find a more definite problem with the evidence, then no way. Bull. Well, I don't want to get a game over, so I'm going to be cheap right here. Yeah, I'm being cheap.
Objection!
Nope, that was wrong. Come on. I should know this stuff. Why am I not knowing this stuff?
Objection!
Oh, that was it. Derp. Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes? Having you call me by my full name is kind of a weird feeling. You said that my client killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. Yeah, I did. Then what, may I ask, is this bullet hole you police overlook supposed to mean? What does it mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that the victim had fired off a shot. Is this what it means to not fight back? You're right! It would seem that way. If the victim tried to shoot the defendant, then it would change everything. Alright, the wind seems to be shifting. That was a weak... What is with that "are you finished yet" laugh? Are you finished yet, Mr. Phoenix, right? Miss Von Karma? It seems that my FA was shot at by the victim. However, that is only grounds enough to support a justified self-defense. Ah, crap. That is correct. But I'm sure you remember, Your Honor, what the defense clearly said. They rejected justified self-defense and pleaded not guilty. Crap. Now that you... Why, that's right. Ah, crap, I think we deserve that. Which means the defense has yet to prove anything at all. Oh! Well, yes, that's true. Furthermore, just the fact that there's a bullet hole in the costume is not enough to substantiate even a plea of justified self-defense. Huh? How so? Ah! Don't just stand there. Hurry up and tell the court what transpired that day. With new information we acquired added in, of course. Huh? You mean by myself? You want me to put together the scenario all by myself? Ah! Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Through the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim used all his last of his strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. The defendant then picked up on the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it. Crap, I'm screwed. I am screwed. This scenario you put together does make sense. Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Wright, just by listening, it does make sense. From Gumshoe. Willow is his middle name. Willow is flexible and not easily broken. We're not giving up yet, my friends. We're gonna say, screw you, Von Karma. Hold it. There is quite a difference in height between Dr. Gray and the defendant. Added in body strength, it seems unlikely the defendant could have stabbed the victim. Now that you mention it, yeah, I guess it...
Objection!
What the heck? You think you can get away with such flimsy reasoning, Mr. Phoenix, right? My FA was in the middle of channeling, was she not? Huh? When channeling with the Quran channeling technique, the medium physically changes. With the nurse's build, the defendant could have easily been a match for the doctor. Why do you know this stuff? What the heck? Why do you know this stuff? Oh god, that's scary. Like I said before, I am perfect. You are perfectly flawed. Never mind, I think it's better that you just kind of shut up. So, he was stabbed, but the stab wound didn't kill him. But if you think about the blood loss, it was pretty bad. How bad would you say it was? Actually, I went and gave blood the other day, and afterward, I felt a little lightheaded and dizzy. I guess the damage was maybe about 10 times the dizziness? Ah, you deserved that. He admittedly, even though he's Gumshoe, he kind of deserved that. Where in the world did that pistol come from? It looks like the victim, Dr. Gray, has specifically bought it for that day. But a handgun? He got it off the black market about 2 days before the murder. Why would you do that? So, you're saying that the bullet hole in this costume was made then? Sorry, pal, but that's what I think. That's what I think. The two of them were already fighting when a shot was fired. I think that's, Von Karma for continue. Maya has never fired a gun before in her life. The victim had already taken off the safety. With the safety off, even an amateur like you can fire by pulling the trigger. Even me? I wonder. Stop doing ballerina stuff. Now do you understand? Von Karma's logic is perfect. There's gotta be... We've got to find the truth, but what the heck can we find? Gug, 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 gug. Okay, I did that because the camera's actually dying. Well, it's gonna die soon, but... He took out his gun. That kind of doesn't really make much sense. Took the opening. I don't think so. It's like lagging here for some reason. Come on. I think something's coming back to me. I think. He missed. Would that make it easier though? I don't know. Something in here. I kind of remember. He missed. I know something. It has to do something with this.
Objection!
Not that. I don't care if you people call this cheating. I call this making sure I get things right. It's not cheating. It's teamwork. Ugh. This is slightly crooked. It bothers me. CDO to the max. It wasn't that. And ended it. I know it has something to do with this. Or maybe... this?
Objection!
No. I remember everything, almost everything in the game after this. I'm gonna have a hard time with this, I can tell. The last of his strength. Grr, why can't I remember?
Objection!
Haha! Missing the tiny hole on this costume will be the prosecution's undoing. Eh? What do you mean? This little hole has actually created a huge hole in your testimony that I stumbled upon like a pro. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. You said the two of them were fighting when the victim fired his gun at point blank. If that were true, then where's the gunpowder burn on this costume? Gunpowder burn? This is what you testified to earlier. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Oh! But there is not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume. Ooh, take that, Von Karma. That is very good. That is a very good point. And what exactly does this mean? It means that when the shot was fired, they were standing apart from each other.
Objection!
I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You think you can punch a hole in my logic with that? I can't even say it. With wishy-washy thinking like that, anyone could explain anything. Then I implore you to disprove my line of thinking. Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim pushed the defendant away. Then, it was when they were separated that he fired. How was that? Very bad, apparently. As if that was even possible. According to the testimony, the wound from the stabbing was very severe. The victim would not have had the strength to push the defendant that very far after that. We made you flinch, yes. Well then... That's right. The defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she must have put some space between the doctor and herself. And then, while she was preparing to strike him, the doctor took a shot. There, that should satisfy even you. That does make an awful lot of sense. What do you think, Mr. Wright? I must be careful. I can't afford to make a mistake. That's the biggest load of bullcrap I've ever heard. There is a fatal flaw in her argument, Your Honor. Fatal? Flaw? Phew! Very interesting. I would love to see where this flaw is. Show me something that contradicts my explanation. A snag. She put some distance between them before rushing to make the final blow. And when she was about to strike, the doctor took his shot. There must be. I'm not risking this. I'm cheating. No. I'm making sure I am not wrong.
Take that!
Is this the piece of evidence that This is the piece of evidence that destroys your logic. What's that? A folding screen? I would like to point the court's attention to the hole in this folding screen. It looks like you already know what I'm talking about. Who? What? Where? Mr. Wright, your explanation, please. Are these two really that clueless? The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, then the folding screen. It passed through at a height of approximately 8 inches off the ground, which means... When the shot was fired, Maya, the defendant, was not getting ready to strike, but was actually squatting low to the ground. Order! This changes everything. Please look at this diagram of the screen. The victim, Dr. Gray, was here when he fired the shot, and the bullet hit this folding screen. It hit this location, about 8 inches off the ground. At this time, the defendant was in this area. This is a relatively easy one. I think it's like somewhere around here. If I get this wrong, I'm gonna... She was standing here, near the folding screen. But wait a second. We know the defendant was close to the ground based on the height of the bullet hole. But how can you gauge the distance from that? Yeah, she starts slamming her desk. It's really cool. Isn't it possible that the defendant was sitting much closer to the victim? Nope, sorry. Take that load of crap elsewhere. That's impossible. But why? You, of all people, should know the answer to that question, Miss Von Karma. If she were shot from somewhere closer, there would be gunpowder burns present. However, there is nothing of the sort around the bullet hole of this costume. Aha! Curse you, Mr. Phoenix Wright! You! I believe it has now been proven that the defendant was standing away from the victim when she was shot at. But do you think this has changed the defense's situation? It changes absolutely everything. The prosecution has claimed that the defendant was aiming to kill by stabbing. If that were true, delivering the final strike with a knife would be ideal. However, where and what was the defendant doing at the time? Squatting all the way at the folding screen? Indeed, exactly. If Maya Fey was the real murderer, why would she be at the folding screen instead of preparing to strike? Upon further consideration, it does make very little sense. Yeah, I figured there had to be a reason. Shut up, Gumshoe. Figuring things out and proving the logic behind everything is your job. Oof. Alright, with this, the rest of the trial should be in the bed. Oh god, she's wagging her finger at us. She has long fingers, actually, when you look at her fingers. This trial should be in the blast radius of disaster. You are such a smart man, Mr. Phoenix Wright. To think that you've been able to take a completely hopeless case to this point. Now I know why Papa had such a tough time with you. You and mute. Is that a compliment? Because that's a little creepy. With all the things to her hair, why did it have to be that smarmy smile? Oh god, that lip is just creepy. Detective, how dare you damage my perfect logic? Huh? How is it all my fault? You can start repairing your standing. You can start. Yeah, I got that right. By removing that third strand of goatee. Oh, and your punishment will come later. Punishment? Well then, Your Honor, I think I've had all I can take of this detective's face. I think it's time to call in the next witness. Next witness? That's gotta be Lotta. Very well. This court will take a 5-minute recess. After we reconvince... Blah, blah, blah. Oh, God. I barely came out of there alive, and so did we. But we're going to, showdown with Von Karma in the next episode, so I will see you guys then.